Hey everybody, look at me. You'd think that I was like preparing for snow. The temperature is down here in Florida, 65 degrees. Yesterday, it was 87. So, I don't know. Maybe there's a reason I got a coat on, but I feel kind of, I don't know what I feel like, an imposter for being so cold at 65, but, Hey, I had a question I said that I would address this week. This is going to be really deep Bible. Do you remember, I don't know, a few weeks ago I talked about, do we need someone educated to teach us the Bible, to share the Word? And I said, not really. But sometimes you do. This is one of those times. I have studied this for probably 3 months now. This was a tough question. So what was asked me, in the Bible, there's a verse, John 14:2. So let me read 14, just a couple verses. It says, "Do not let your hearts be distressed." And by the way, this is Jesus talking to his disciples. Don't let your hearts be troubled. Don't let your hearts be distressed. You believe in God, believe also in me. There are many dwelling places in my Father's house. Otherwise, I would have told you, because I'm going away to make ready a place for you. And if I go and make ready a place for you, I will come again and take you to be with me, so that where I am, you may be too. That little phrase, otherwise I would have told you. Why did Jesus say that? It didn't make sense. And as I thought of it, they're right, I mean, you think, hey, I'm going to go to the store. If I wasn't going to the store, I would have told you. Or, hey, guess what? We're going on a cruise. I bought one today. We're going to go in September. If we weren't going in September, I would have told you. It doesn't make sense. And I never really thought of that. And evidently a lot of people have not thought of that. And then I finally dug deep, and there are a ton of people that thought of this. What does this phrase mean? A lot has to do with Alexandrian and Babylonian manuscripts. A lot has to do with the word jati in Greek, otherwise. A lot has to do with this phrase, in my Father's house. There's a whole bunch. And then the questions come up. Is this a question? Or is this a statement? Or was this a scribe who wrote in one of the manuscripts and liked to add things to it? There were other, or maybe take things away. There's so much stuff that goes into this. It made my head spin. But let me give you a simple answer. When I parse through all this stuff, the part that Jesus is talking about, has been talking about, is he is making known to his disciples he's going to leave. They think that he's going to bring the kingdom of God here. He's going to set himself up as king and overthrow Rome. And Jesus is telling them, it's like, no, I'm going to establish my kingdom, but it's not what you think. I'm not going to overthrow the Roman emperor. I'm not going to establish it here on earth. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make the kingdom of heaven here and in the future. We say in Christian circles, already but not yet. The kingdom of heaven is here. We live it out through us, but it's not yet. We await a future kingdom. It doesn't make a lot of sense, but that's how a lot of Jesus' words he talked. It's already here, but not yet. It's now and in the future. And this relates to this a little bit. Because what he's telling his disciples is he has to go away. And he's going to prepare a place for them in heaven, in his Father's house. A dwelling place, a permanent. The best way to think of it is not a mansion, if you're a Christian, That was actually an interpretation from the Tyndale Bible that came out from the Greek word mansio, which means permanent dwelling place. Not something temporary, but something permanent. It's going to set up permanent places to be with him permanently. They did not understand this because they thought he was going to be here. But he's saying he's going to heaven. If it was otherwise, in other words, if it was not that I was going to heaven, I was going to stay here, I would have told you that. But there's a comma. Otherwise, I would have told you because I'm going to make ready a place for you. It's not going to be here. It's going to be in heaven. And I'm going to make a place for you there because I'm not making that place for you here, which is what you thought. So, is the language kind of tortured? Yeah. Doesn't really translate really well into English. And when I was looking at the Greek, it doesn't really do it in Greek either. It's just kind of weird. But it's because that already not yet concept of the kingdom of heaven, where Jesus' kingdom is, and what's coming in addition to what is. We're going to have that place. It's going to be permanent. And if it was supposed to be here, he would have told us. Hope that makes sense. I hope so, because I spent a lot of time studying on this. So, if you have any questions, let me know. flcompasschurch.org. All the latest updates. And, be sure to leave your thoughts, leave your feedback at FL Compass Church. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And be sure to leave your thoughts at Church Happy Hour, a group under FL Compass Church on Facebook. Guys, I'm glad I got to do this. Like I said, these questions run the gamut. We'll do deep Bible stuff. We'll do some deep society stuff, and we'll do some, just some curious things that really don't affect nothing, but they're questions we have. It's all on the table. Keep them coming. Have a great rest of the week. And check us out, FL Compass Church, Church Happy Hour. Join if you haven't, and we'll look for you there, and we'll see you Saturday. Be blessed.